this. Kris Rotonda, he is the founder of YouMustLoveDogDating.com. Understand he's a professional bodybuilder and a successful real estate agent. How you doing today, Kris?
Good. How are you today?
I'm very good. I understand that you had always had the dogs in your life, the love of your life, but you had a problem finding that special person to share that with.
Yeah, it was difficult. I've always had dogs in my life. I just recently had the third and the fourth edition into my life, but it's gotten more and more difficult, and it's inspired me to create a website like YouMustLoveDogsDating.com.
Okay, and how do you go about? I'm just curious. I mean, how do you set up the what things that people think are important? I mean, did you have to do a lot of research on other websites about human dating to add that dog component to it?
Yeah, because, you know what, I went on like the eHarmony, the Match.com, and I had to learn how to create your own personal profile, but then I had to break it up into almost two profiles in one. Explain about you, explain about your dog, what kind of dog it is, what kind of dog your dog doesn't get along with. It's almost like two profiles in one, so it's a little more complicated than the regular online dating site.
Right. I mean, that's what I was thinking. And it is a problem when it's bad enough when you're trying to blend children into one family, right?
Right.
But at least you can, reason eventually with the kids why this is happening. But dogs have a totally different philosophy. It's all about them.
Oh, I totally agree. I think the only thing that I said it's a benefit that dogs can really do and tell you about is a dog can tell you when, like, if someone's, like, not a bad person, but they get, like, that vibe, and they're not really the most friendliest dogs around them. My dog kind of has that security about her where if somebody new comes in, she either is really, really, really sweet to them or she just backs off, and it doesn't really come off well for me.
Well, Gracie is a Weimaraner, and I own a jewelry store and have a radio station. In fact, my studio is in back of the jewelry store. So Gracie makes her opinions known about people on a daily basis.
Right, absolutely.
So,
definitely know.
What I understand, you and your current girlfriend, she had never had a pet. I find that fascinating.
Oh, I did too when I first met her. We met over a year ago, actually at a gym, and when she found out a little bit about me, we went out for lunch, and one of her first things was, why 4 dogs? And I was just like, why not? But no, she's never been around them, never had one, so it was so new to her.
Actually, would it be easier to break in somebody, I'm using the word break in somebody to that never had dogs or to one that had dogs or pets around?
I think it's easier for someone that has had them around.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she was difficult. She wasn't. It took time. We didn't start dating for a little over a year after we met, so it took time.
Does she understand now that the dogs are really the children of the family?
Oh, absolutely. She lives with me now, and she gets it. I mean, she understands that. You know, they take over the house. They're in control. It's their house.
Yeah. So you're living in the doghouse in the back, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, what does your site actually do? How does it actually work? There are so many issues when you're introducing a new person into a relationship. Just for example, I suppose you let your dog sleep in bed with you.
I actually did up until I met my girlfriend. I did. And that actually what's funny is the last month or two, she's fallen in love with my dogs, completely fallen in love. Now, little by little, they're coming back into the bedroom. She's letting them in because she fell. I don't know if you see on the website, you'll see that she just did a photo shoot with the dogs, and I mean she absolutely loves them. And like each night, I see a different one in the bedroom. Well,
okay, so it's a special night for a special one of the dogs, right?
Yeah. Whoever makes it in there first.
Okay, all right, I understand. So, what are some of the issues that you think there are, particularly to your website when you're trying to match people up?
With people on my website?
Yeah, I mean, when you're trying to, we've got your profile, and what are some of the issues that you try to address when you're trying to do a profile of somebody that has dogs with somebody else?
I guess for me, it's not. I guess it's compatibility with different types of dogs. We try to get away away from those issues. Some people also don't like bigger dogs versus larger dogs.
Okay.
You try to address those. We have the whole video and picture uploading for both sides: the personal, the people uploading pictures of themselves, people uploading pictures of the dogs. For me, yeah, also the number of dogs too. I mean, I don't want to meet somebody that has 4 dogs too.
So how many dogs would you allow in the opposite person? If you have 4, how many would you recommend? 0?
I mean, it's got to be a special person to have more than 2.
Okay. All right. Other things that you find pretty interesting, like how does, let's see, are there ways to find common ground?
With how many dogs somebody has?
Well, with the relationship period, including dogs into it.
I think there's always ways to find common ground. I mean, just look at my own relationship. I mean, I had to do some really heavy convincing, or maybe I'm just good looking. No, I'm kidding. But
well, you are supposed to be a competitive bodybuilder. That has something going in your favor, right?
What's that?
I said you are a competitive bodybuilder.
Yes.
Yes. Where are you from, Kris?
I'm originally from New Jersey. But I live in Florida now. You live in Florida now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but what else can you tell us about YouMustLoveDogsDating.com?
I have to say it's definitely new. It's probably the newest niche I've seen out there too. When we opened it, it was so much feedback came from it. We had hundreds of thousands of people coming from Facebook and all over Twitter saying how this is a great idea. I just think it's something new, just like Farmers Only, and they have the BlackPeopleMeet.com. It's just a new niche, but I think it's a niche that's a lot bigger than people think. So many people have dogs, and so many people are single, and they put their dogs just like kids, and they put them first. And it's a whole society of dog lovers out there, and I think that it can do a lot of good.
So how many people do you have how many people do you have looking, shall we say? How many members?
Just a little, we have a couple thousand right now. Mm-hmm. But we are growing. We have a great PR firm behind us, and I see just great things happening in the future.
How long have you had this website?
Just a little under a year now.
Okay.
We just started with the PR firm not too long ago. We're trying to do some bigger things down the road too, so hopefully we'll see some bigger numbers coming.
Sure. And you have a Facebook page too?
Yep, we have a Facebook page for YouMustLoveDogsDating.com. We have a Twitter page. We have all the social media channels, so I'd love for everyone to like us on Facebook and follow us.
Okay. All right. So if you're having a problem finding somebody that can get along with you and your dogs, I mean, that is a double whammy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's hard enough to meet somebody that you can get along with, but then add your dogs in there, it can get doubly complicated. And I've got to say, yeah. I don't think Gracie would allow anybody else in my relationship here. You know, I didn't already have Jeff in my life here. I think Gracie would say, nix anybody, because she just thinks, Mom, you and I can just be so happy together.
Oh, I totally agree. My bigger dog is like that. I didn't think she'd ever let anybody in.
Yeah. You know, but one of the other things, of course, we just had a call in, Beth Logan, she called in, she said, when they had a divorce, the custody fight was over the dogs, not the kids.
Oh, my God. Wow. I wonder how the judge took that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, they do have actual custody of dogs and kids, right? I mean, they have had where 6 months one person got the dog or visitation for the dog. I mean, I've read about some of these things.
Oh, my God. I never knew that was possible. When I actually inherited my extra 2 dogs because of a relationship. They were actually my ex's dogs, and she just left them high and dry with me. And then 6 months later tried to get them back, and the judge said, it's just property once you split.
When she left, they became yours. And you were you saying, did you want her to have the dogs back or not?
After she left them high and dry, no, I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
You know, out of respect, I would have given it to her the day that the breakup happened because they were her dogs. But right. When you leave them like that and come back 6 months later, it's like, nah, I don't think so.
Wow. Well, these are interesting roads that we are going to be traveling down as dogs become more human in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Kris, I wish you all the best with this. Again, what's the name of that website?
It's YouMustLoveDogsDating.com.
Okay. And if you're interested in it, I was looking at it. It's pretty entertaining. Please check it out. You Must Love Dogs Dating. Oh, what's the name of it again?
YouMustLoveDogsDating.com.
Okay, I was right. YouMustLoveDogsDating.com. And you also have a Facebook page. You'd love people to check that out, too.
Absolutely, yes. That'd be great.
All right. Listen, thanks so much for calling. All the best, and I hope in a year that you call us back and you got 10,000 plus people on that website all finding love with their dogs and a human person, too.
Oh, me too. Thank you very much for having us.
All right. That'll do it. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. So make sure you check that out. YouMustLoveDogsDating.com. That's right. So that was Kris Rotonda, his girlfriend, Denise Fernandez. We didn't really talk about this, but she's a forensic pathologist. Has never had a dog, or never had any pets, I understand. So there you go. That should be pretty interesting. If you're looking for love and you got to include your dog, you might want to check that one out.